There's a reason why you're stuck where you are, and you got to make the choices. It can be do or die sometimes. You can be living a slow death. Don't let anxiety or don't let the fear of the unknown force you to quit. Give it a chance. It's time to change. And then don't give up. Keep taking action. Keep investing in yourself, because if you don't make no changes, nothing changes. Everything is building you. You have to be hurt, challenged, pressed, pressure. Life is like that. It's a pressure cooker. You are going through a process. You got to trust the process. As uncomfortable as it is, you got to believe that there's a higher power in control. You got to believe that there's something else there for you that you don't know about yet, but you just got to keep pushing. It's too fucking hard. I can't keep going. It's too hard. Too many bad things happening. And it's like, man, I just want to give up. Don't give up on your dreams. Don't give up on yourself. Since 2018, I've helped thousands of people heal childhood trauma, overcome addiction, get off their anxiety and depression medication, and finally take control of their lives. Many have gone on to start their own business and become speakers, coaches, and leaders who are now transforming lives every single day. I've built a global community with over 3.5 million people, spoken on stages all over the world, and now I want to help you to do the same. If you've ever dreamed of becoming a certified life coach, making a difference and building a life of purpose and freedom, this is your moment. The LMP Coaching Institute is where healing meets transformation and passion turns into profession. Click the link below to apply now and be the change that you wish to see in the world. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another podcast episode on the Luke Mind Power podcast. It's a blessing to be here. Are you ready for some motivation? Or are you just ready to keep pushing, not give up on yourself, and step more into your power, into your dreams, into the best version of yourself? Maybe not into the best version of yourself, because I think it's a crazy thing to think that maybe we'll never get to the best version of ourselves. But one thing we can do is we can keep improving ourselves one day at a time, keep getting better. And I've learned myself that it's all about the gradual process. It's trusting the process. It's going day by day, making little pieces of consistent action, making little pieces of progress every single day that amounts to massive success in 12 months' time, 24 months' time, 36 months' time, 48 months' time. And when I look back at like 8 years ago, I started this journey, and I think to myself where I'm at right now, honestly, it's probably one of the most extraordinary journeys I've been on. And I can genuinely sit here and be in this moment of blissful satisfaction, like Ed Milet says in his book, Max Out. Blissful dissatisfaction. It's like, be grateful in a state of bliss, like I'm getting married soon. I'm engaged, life has evolved. I'm financially free. I'm living my best life. I'm able to work with people who want to become coaches. I'm teaching people how to start their own businesses and coaching programs. I'm helping people overcome depression and their fears and overcome their doubts and learn to love themselves. I'm helping people to become better speakers, communicators. I've got my two sisters that work with me. Help my family to live a better life. Like I'm traveling all around the world. I'm live on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, YouTube, joining all these social media platforms, connecting with all these amazing people from all around the world. I mean, reflecting on my life, and I'm like, wow, like shit, man, who the hell did you become? And this is the thing. It's like, where did it all come from? And it didn't come from out there. It came from you coming back to yourself and going, you know what, man, like fair enough. You've been rejected. Fair enough. You've been through bullying and shit. Fair enough. Felt like people been putting you down, and fair enough. Like all these experiences that you've been through, and it's just a reflection of remembering for yourself that sometimes, when it doesn't work out in a job, it doesn't work out in your relationships, it doesn't work out in something that you thought was supposed to work, like it's probably a good thing. Like we don't realize it because we're so fixated on this like situation or what it is that we want. And we don't realize that, oh my gosh, it's not working out because it's not supposed to work out. What's not for you is not for you. It's not meant to be for you. If it was for you, it would be working. So like chin up, head the stand the and keep moving forward. You know what I mean? Like that's, as Sylvester Stallone says, that's how winning is done. Keep moving forward. Get up and keep moving forward. You're not supposed to stay in a place where you're not meant to be if it's not working out. And many of us, we're trying to force shit when it's not working out for us. We're trying to force it to make it work out when it's not supposed to work out, not realizing that not everything's for you. So move the on, right?
And it's like, but what's the innate nature of our human existence, the essence of who we are, right? What's the nature? We want to feel seen. We want to feel loved. We want to feel appreciated. It's part of our DNA, how we grow up as children. And if you don't have that because you didn't receive it and you didn't experience that when you were younger, well, then as an adult, you're yearning for it. So you're forcing something that's not natural, that's not supposed to be right in your life. You're forcing it and you want to believe in it, even though it's shit or even though you really, really want it and it's not for you. And then you find yourself having these unrealistic expectations of where life is supposed to take you and where you should be, when really you're not supposed to be there. You're supposed to keep moving on because there's something greater ahead. And it might be 3 years down the track, 5 years down the track, not right now. So whoever's listening right now, somebody's listening to this right now, and you've been waiting for this message for fucking 5 years, maybe. Maybe you've been waiting for this message for 6 months. You maybe asked God for a sign. You asked the universe to have your back and go, man, tell me something I needed to hear. And this is it. Because we're the ones in our own way because of our expectations, because how we think it should work. And the truth is, it's not supposed to work the way you want it to. You're supposed to go through the shit you're going through, and you're supposed to be built. Like you being able to be the best that you can be, to show up with the full of wisdom and full of power and full of resilience of everything that you went through, because then you've got everything that you got from the process that you went through to be able to give what you have because of what you went through. Because when you don't go through shit, you don't have much to give. And again, I just reflect on my own journey and I realize like, I needed to be rejected. I needed to be bullied. I needed to be abused. I needed to be taken advantage of. I needed to be scammed. I needed all that shit that happened to me that made me feel like crap, that I felt like hit bottom and that the world is against me. Man, it was just a mindset shift. It's like, no, the world is not against you, Luke. You are going through a process. And as uncomfortable as it is, you got to trust the process. As uncomfortable as it is, you got to believe that there's a higher power in control. You got to believe that there's something else there for you that you don't know about yet, but you just got to keep pushing. And what do you do? Then what do? You go, well, I need some inspiration. I need some motivation. I need to connect with something that's going to keep me fighting when I can't feel like I can keep fighting. It's too hard. I can't keep going. It's too hard. Too many bad things happening, And it's like, man, I just want to give up. I just want to and not knowing that you got greatness in you, that you're being built, man. You don't know what the going on because you can't see that far ahead. That's why you need to have a vision. That's why you need someone to believe in you when you don't believe in yourself. Someone to create a vision for you that say, hey, man, up ahead, man, there's some greatness shit going to happen in your life if you keep going. Like if I had stopped 10 years ago because I'm like, oh my gosh, I've been heartbroken. Oh my gosh, I can't attract the person that I want to be with for the rest of my life. Oh my gosh, I'm so unhappy. I'm not financially free. Oh my gosh, like I'm not successful. I'm in debt. Oh my gosh, all my friends are successful, but I'm not. Oh my gosh, I feel so shit inside of myself and I keep taking drugs and all this shit. And I just thought, you know what? F it. I'm going to give up. Ladies and gentlemen, I could have easily done that. But guess what? I'm living my dreams because I didn't give up, because I kept going. And whoever's listening to this right now, especially if you're watching live, make sure you share this with your friends right now. Somebody needs to hear this inspiration because it's not me talking. The Holy Spirit is talking through me. I'm not just here going, what am I going to talk about? Well, I'm going to write this down. I'm going to write this down. I'm going to write this down. It ain't not me. It's just flowing. And when you're in alignment, when you're in your authenticity, when you're in your power, and when you've let go of all the opinions of the world trying to control you and make you speak or be or do something that you're not, you are in flow. And you want to be, you get in your flow state. You don't even have to think. It just comes. That's where you know you're connected to your soul, ladies and gentlemen. That's the whole process of like evolution, personal development, coming back to yourself and not living from the past, right? We don't want to be lost there. Oh my gosh, I can't live because all I think about is the trauma that I haven't overcome and healed from. A lot of the reasons why we're depressed and unhappy is because we're just not living in alignment, in authenticity from our soul. It's like there's something always churning away there and we're trying to suppress it. And we're like, it's going to be okay today. I'm going to get through it. And then another day and another day and another day. And eventually after years, it's just like, fuck, the only way to cope is by drugging yourself, you know? But really, what the issue is, there's things in your life that are happening that are causing the depression, you know? And it's like, we got to sacrifice, we got to suffer. And if we don't make the changes that we need to make or make the decisions that we need to make, whatever the circumstances are happening for you, there's a reason why you're unhappy. There's a reason why you're not living your best life. There's a reason why you're stuck where you are. And, you got to make the choices. It's like, it can be do or die sometimes. You can be like living a slow death because you're not making the changes. So again, I get it, man. Everybody has their own pickle that they're in their life. And it's just up to you to go, how many more years am I willing to be in this pickle? Because this pickle is pricking me and it's pissing me off. And it's like continuously annoying me every single day. I can't stop thinking about it. I overthink all the time. And the only way to stop overthinking is to take my drugs, take my antidepressants, take whatever it is, So, I'm just sharing, you know what I mean? I hope that what I share is just, bit of spit on my mic because I'm going off. But just, it's freedom, man. I feel so free because I can be me. And it's like the best thing that you can ever do. If you believe in love, if you believe in something, don't give up on it. If you believe that something came into your life for a reason and you're willing to fight for it, there is a threshold. Give it a chance. Go all in. Give it, don't let anxiety or don't let the fear of the unknown force you to quit. Give it a chance. You know what I mean? Remember, if you want to live a new life, you got to go through experiences that are going to test you, that are going to, cause you to feel a little fear out of your comfort zone. If you're feeling that, well, give it a chance. And because what you'll find is that you'll reprogram yourself and you realize that, oh my gosh, there's a bit of anxiety or fear there simply because it's unknown. I've never lived this experience before. I've never gone through this process before. I've never been in this kind of relationship before. And all of a sudden I'm feeling a little bit like anxious or something. It's like, yeah, because maybe this is really different to what you're used to, So don't give up. Don't give up on, oh man, I remember just saying, 2018, June, and I was just like, I'm done. I'm done with women. I'm done with relationships. Like, I'm thinking, well, she's the one that's supposed to make me happy. If I don't meet her, I will never be happy. So I was never happy because I could not attract that person. But the truth is, in order for me to attract that person, I had to evolve. If you're watching right now, everybody write the word evolve in the comments. Evolve. And then I want you to do this. I have an assignment. I've got some homework for you. Go onto Google and say, what does the word evolve mean? Right? Because you see, we want better. I bet you if I said show of hands right now, everybody that wants better in their life, but they're not attracting better right now. So many of us are like, I just don't understand why I keep attracting these losers or these manipulative people in my life, or why these negative things keep happening in my life. And we have to be aware of our own power that we're not aware of, because you have the power. Subconsciously, we attract into our life that which we believe we think we are. Right? And if we don't understand the power of our subconscious mind, that you attract what you are, not what you want, okay? This is where everything changes in your life. The power of how your mind has been programmed. And when you know that you want better, but you're not changing how you are and showing up, not changing the way you think, you're staying the same, you continue to complain about the same things over and over again, how can you expect to attract better into your life if you're not becoming better? So what does that actually mean? It means that in order for you to attract better, to start seeing better, you need to start thinking differently. But not only that, right? There's a lot of things that in order for you to grow, you have to let go. Let's do that again. In order for you to grow, right? Just like a seed, because if you plant a seed in the soil, what's it going to do? It's going to grow. This is like kindergarten, okay? Let's pretend we're in kindergarten. Good morning, children. How are you? Oh, good. This is your teacher, Luke Mindpower. I'm here to teach you how a seed grows. And how I'm going to teach you, I'm going to draw this on the freaking whiteboard. This is a seed. This is the soil. And I'm going to get some water. And every day I'm going to pour some water on this seed. And then what's going to happen is it's going to grow out of the earth. And then as it grows out of the earth, it's going to push past all the dirt and it's going to start growing. And as it grows, it's going to get stronger and stronger and stronger. And as it grows, it's going to become so strong that when the wind comes along and the rain comes along and the storms come along, it is so strong that it can't even fall over anymore. Much like where you are right now and the challenges that you're going through, everything is building you. Not knowing that first, before you get to where you're supposed to be, you have to be hurt, challenged, pressure. Okay? Doesn't have to be like that, but it's like that. Life is like that. It's a pressure cooker. There's shit that we have to go through to prove of, well, how does it feel when life works out? Well, you definitely can look back and go rejection, bullying, manipulation, trauma, abuse, scammed, like all this shit. And it's just like, oh my gosh, that was shit. That was crap. Oh my God, that hurts so much. Oh my gosh, I was depressed there. Oh my gosh, I was using so many drugs there. All this shit makes this person. How does that make sense? You know? All of these uncomfortable moments, situations, you know? So let this be a moment of hope for you. Let this be a moment of like possibility for you, that just sit here for a moment and just go, damn, shit, this is the power. Wow, maybe what I'm going through is taking me to where I need to be. Maybe what I'm going through is teaching me lessons I never knew I needed to learn. And I'm going to learn now from these experiences. And this is going to make me wiser, stronger, better. Yeah. Come on. You know what I mean? I guess the question sometimes is, all the time really, is how much longer am I willing to continue doing this, thinking I'm going to get better and live a better life and be happier. And that's why you got to have, I've talked about this many times on the podcast, threshold. Everybody write in the comments, threshold. You have to have a threshold where eventually you get to a certain level where you keep hitting the threshold, right? You keep hitting the threshold. You keep hitting that level, which is telling you, make some changes, do something different. You're hitting the shit continuously, expecting that life is going to get better, but it doesn't get better because you are making no changes, staying the same, right? So you need to pay attention and realize that, oh, I'm hitting the threshold. It's time to change. Because if you don't make no changes, nothing changes. I'm just saying, man. You know, we are, unfortunately, we've been programmed to be our own worst enemy. I've heard this many, many times. Maybe you've heard it too. Oh, I'm just always in my own way. I am my own worst enemy. Some of us even laugh about it. Oh, I'm my own worst enemy. Right? Yeah. And it's like, man, get the out of your own way. You know, like instead of being for you, your brain has been programmed to be against you. Go figure. Person you have to live with for the rest of your life. And your own mind is not even something that you're in control of. Right? You have your subconscious mind and then you have your super consciousness. And your super consciousness is your ability to override the bullshit subconscious past. Oh, don't feel like doing it today. I'm too tired. It's been too busy. And the super consciousness is like, get the up and stay in routine. Go to the gym, man, and play with your dream. Let's go. And you go, all right, get up and put me undies on, put me pants on, go and brush my teeth, jump in the car with my bag and my bottle and my towel and drive to the gym. And then what happens? You go to the gym, you do your workout, and then you finish, and then you feel good because you're like, oh, so glad I got that out of the way. So glad I did that. I'm just speaking from experience because you're not always going to feel like it. But if there's anything that helps you in your life is moving your body. Move your body, right? Move your body. A lot of the times we're stuck in our emotions, stuck in our head, because we're just stuck in the one place. We're sitting down too much, lying down too much, not moving enough. Let this be your reminder, move your body. Sometimes the best thing to do, as per my friend Marian from Dubai, I was interviewing him recently, and his podcast episode will be released real soon. But I said, bro, give me some advice. Anyone who's stuck, anyone who's, and I know that I'm going to like wreck the moment, but when you listen to the podcast, you understand. And it's a good moment at the end. But I said, give us some advice. He's a bodybuilder in Dubai. And I said, give us some advice. Someone who's struggling, dealing with some challenge, just really in a shit place, they need some support, inspiration, motivation, or something. I said, what would you tell them? And he sits there and he goes, go for a walk. And I was like, what the and I just sat there and I was like, anyway, I let him keep talking. He goes, go for a walk. Yeah, get out, move your body. And I'm like, you're not wrong. Like actually move your body. It's one of the best things that we don't do enough of. But I was just on TikTok recently, before I started this podcast recording, and I was just asking some questions like, man, if you have a question right now, what is your question that you could ask because you need to overcome something or you need answers to something? And someone said, how do you get over being hurt? And it was a good question, because I mean, I've been hurt many, many times. And I guess I can take you back. There's a few moments for me. And for me, it was like trying and hitting a brick wall over and over and over and over again, you know, until, because this is what I was talking about at the beginning of the podcast episode. I was talking about like trying to force something that's not for you. I couldn't see that, because I was yearning for that love. I wanted that connection. I wanted them to want me. I wanted to feel wanted. And I thought that by their actions, at my level of awareness, was that a little bit of action or a little bit of attention that I got from them, that was enough for me to think that I was in with a chance. So I would keep pursuing it. And so the deeper I went in pursuing it and fantasizing and believing that these relationships and that these women were for me and they wanted me as much as I wanted them and the possibilities. And I was like, well, if I just keep showing up and if I keep giving, if I keep trying and if I keep giving them presents and showing up in their life and calling them all the time and messaging them, they're eventually going to see that I'm a good guy and then they're going to love me as well. And so the deeper that I went, the deeper that I got hurt. Because eventually got to the point where they had to reveal that they didn't want to be with me. And so I felt the feeling of rejection. So then I was hurt, and it was like, I remember this one particular relationship was like full on for 3 months. It was like, amazing, seeing each other all the time. And then all of a sudden, bang, disappear. I'm thinking, what did I do? And then it's just the feeling of hurt and not having any clarity and like, talk to me, like, what did I do? What did I do? What did I do? Like, tell me. And so a lot of the times, because I guess maybe we don't have that level of self-worth yet. Maybe these are the relationships that teach us or that have to open our hearts. Rumi has a quote and it says, the wound is where the light enters. That's very powerful. So if the wound is where the light enters, getting your heart broken is a blessing because it gives you the awareness. It opens you up. It cracks you open to understanding yourself better, to connecting with your feelings, to questioning your worth. And it's like the questions, like if you don't ask the questions, you'll never know the answers. So for me, in these moments, these were the hard moments of not understanding myself because I was not able to sustain a relationship. I was not able to maintain a relationship. I was not able to attract the person that I wanted to be with. And little did I know that all of these experiences that I would call them experiences, right? All of these experiences that I went through were leading me back to myself for me to realize that I was never going to meet her unless I met myself first. Let that sink in. I was never going to meet her unless I met myself first, unless I took the time to meet me first, because I'd never met me before. I'd never known who it is that I truly was and what I was capable of, because I never gave myself a chance. See, many of us, we want the relationship or we want the success. Remember, a healthy relationship is a treasure chest. A healthy relationship, healthy love is like winning the jackpot. A healthy love is golden, is magical, it's a miracle. It's a dime a dozen, it's a needle in a haystack. It ain't just come around every day. It's something that you dream of. And in order to achieve that dream, there's something different that's required of you. It doesn't just fall in your lap. It's almost something that you program yourself for and you manifest because you believe and you grow and you learn. And there is this metaphor or analogy of, if you want to attract the one, become the one, become the person that you'd like to meet. It's like, how do I meet that person? Write down every single thing that you want in a person, right? Whatever that is, I want them to be kind, loving, supportive, empathetic, affectionate, all the things that you want. I want them to be successful, independent, self-confident, right? I want them to be, loving themselves and appreciating themselves, respectful, financially independent. Write all these things down and then look at the list and understand that that's your target. Do everything, become everything that's on that list. And then don't give up. Keep taking action. Keep investing in yourself, Like, in order for you to meet that person, you have to become that person. It's just the like attracts like. And now, after being in a relationship for 10 months, we're coming up to 12 months very, very soon. I'm like fully seeing it. Like, she's like me. Like, it just flows. Like, I don't need to force her to stay with me. We are magnets to each other. We programmed ourselves for each other before we even knew each other, subconsciously. So what you want, it exists, ladies and gentlemen. It exists. We just haven't done enough work yet, haven't evolved enough yet. And I know a lot of the times, sometimes many of us could be like, well, it's been 5 years for me. It's been 6 years for me. It's been 7 years for me. It's been 9 years for me. Where's that person? And that is where you lose hope. Because remember, a healthy relationship is a needle in a haystack. But also, becoming successful ain't something that happens overnight. Achieving financial freedom is not something that happens overnight. It's something that happens over time, right? Your life can go from 0 to 100 real quick, but only if you don't quit. And so it's Anthony Hopkins, that bloke, okay? He has a video on Instagram, on social media, and it says, even when you don't believe it, believe, believe, believe. Take it from an old fella like me, right? Even if it's not something that not hasn't been manifested in your life and it hasn't been achieved yet, believe, believe, believe. Even when it hasn't come true yet, believe, believe. Like, let it be strong. Let your belief be strong. Just keep going, And he's like, when he's making his videos, like 75 years old, maybe 80. And he's like, just take it from me. Like, I've lived life. I've become successful. He's just like, believe, 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 believe. The power of believing. If you don't believe in something and you lose hope because it hasn't happened yet, well, then it's not going to happen. Simple as that. Okay. So how do you get over being hurt? It's not something you get over. You grow from it. Eventually, you got to make a choice. Do I keep chasing something that isn't loving me back? Or do I say, you know what, this is maybe not meant to be. I'm not going to force something. Maybe this is a lesson for me. And maybe it's time for me to learn to love myself and come back home to myself and find happiness within myself. And that's what I learned from my experiences. I was like, wow, okay, so this is what I have to do now. I've had enough of these relationships, things not working in my favor in these relationships. Maybe it's time for me to spend some time with me first,
So getting over being hurt just happens over time when you decide it's time for me to move forward, no matter what happened. Scammed, taken advantage of, manipulated, all that shit is going to make you feel worthless, right? But it's how you bounce back from that that makes you realize that, okay, that's the reflection of other people, the way that they treated me, they disrespect me. Maybe I had to learn these lessons because I need to respect myself more. I need to grow more confidence. Or I need to build better communication skills. Or I need to learn to love myself more. Ask yourself the question, very powerful. If I loved myself enough, how would I show up in this situation? How would I communicate? If I really loved me enough, how would I show up? Would I take some sort of action? Would I speak differently? Would I, you know, and you can find a lot of your answers if you ask yourself that simple question. How would I love, if I loved myself enough, what would I do in this situation? So getting over being hurt is just not taking a pill and all of a sudden, I mean, have some vodka, you know what I mean? Like have some bourbon or some the whiskey. That's good, you know? Like make a cocktail, have a few drinks for a week. You'll feel better, you know? But the truth is, after a while, the alcohol wears off, and then you haven't really, I mean, but to be honest, like having a drink when you're heartbroken and going through some hectic shit, like having a drink helped me. You know what I mean? Like it kind of helped me through some shit days. You know what I mean? And it was a bit of an outlet. It was definitely an escape. You know what I mean? But again, not sitting here and condoning. I'm just being sarcastic and using my sense of humor to have a drink. Have some shots, get some people over, put some music on, get the shots, get a bottle of Belvedere and go, come on, man, only live once. Let's have some shots together, you know? Oh man, the days, I used to do that a lot with the boys in the back of the days, far out. But that was how we coped. That was how we had fun. You know what I mean? So I hope that answers your question, because it's not just taking a pill and all of a sudden your hurt is gone. No, but remember, one of the best things that we can do is to realize that you can't change people, but you can change yourself. You know, if someone hurts you, you know, don't seek revenge, just heal and grow and move on, right? Don't treat people the way that they treat you because then you become them and you're not them. So them, like let them be how they are. And, if you want to see a better world and you want to be treated better, guess what? Learn to love yourself more, build more confidence in yourself, and know that you'll learn a lot from people disrespecting you because you'll be able to pick up on people's behavior. Again, all this happens because you understand yourself better. The more you understand yourself better, the better decisions you're going to make, the more confidence you have in yourself, which comes from self love, self attention. And then you'll be able to attract better people into your life, you know? And sometimes you do have to go through experiences that may hurt you, but they're just coming into your life to teach you what you needed to learn so that you can grow into the person. Staying away from saying so you can grow into the person who you were born to be, because you're not going to grow into no one if you don't make no changes. You decide your destiny. You may have an extraordinary destiny, but in order to get there, you got to take action, man. Like you've got to do it. You got to show up, you know? You've got to like get out of your comfort zone, get out of your own way, stop talking shit, stop complaining about life, stop doing this, I am my own worst enemy. Oh, it's easy for you to say, like, quit that shit, man. Change your mindset, change the way you talk, change the people that you're surrounded by, and if you don't have any positive people, then just listen to the Luke Mind Power podcast and, move away from all your friends and start a new life. Sometimes you just got to take drastic changes, require drastic measures, and drastic measures is just leaving everyone the alone and you focusing on your shit and moving on with your life and saying, you know what, if I don't fix me, no one's going to fix me. If I don't change my life, no one's going to change it for me, and doing something crazy, and people are going to call you crazy. People are going to be like, oh my gosh, what happened to you? What happened to her? What happened to him? And it's like, well, what happened? I'll tell you what happened. No one came to help me, so I decided to help my self. Praise the Lord. You know what I mean? Like that's like God, if God was watching you and you made a decision like that, he would be up there going, fucking praise the Lord. Like it's about time. It's about time that you showed up for yourself and you took some sort of uncomfortable action, to make some powerful changes in your life instead of being the same place, How do you let the pain out?
Dance, man. How do you let the pain out? Put some good music on and shake your ass. You know? How do you let the pain out? Dance. That's why my dancing has been very healing for me. I carried a lot of pain and suppressed energy from my fears all my life, from all the bullying and pain that I felt as being a child and growing up, and my insecurities about my physical appearance and how I looked and appeared to others, and what people called me, and the abuse that I went through as a child. And starting this journey on social media has been one of the biggest blessings. Putting music on and dancing, creating content that inspires people. Like, the thing is, ladies and gentlemen, when my dancing is not like step to the left and step to the right, step to the left and step to the right. You know what I mean? My dancing is like, get on this shit, man. Put the music on, let's go. Right? I'm moving. You know what I mean? So, like, my dancing is actually like vibrational energy in flow. So basically, when I've been dancing this whole time since 2020, I've been shaking off the trauma, shaking the energy, like shaking up this shit, maybe shaking up this shit, baby. Let's go. Like, constantly, consistently over time, man. I help my body heal as well and put myself on a very energetic, powerful state because of the consistent movement. So, letting the pain out, not only through communication and working on your personal development. One of my programs that I have is a 20-week self-healing transformational program, which requires a lot of videos that you have to post. It requires a lot of communication, requires a lot of speaking. It requires a lot of processing of your trauma or your pain. It requires a lot of becoming aware of your thoughts and the things that are bringing you down or things that don't need to be in your life. And removing that requires you to learn to love yourself and talk to yourself in the mirror. But guess what? Changes your freaking life. Is it worth doing? I don't know. How hard are you struggling right now? How much pain are you dealing with right now? Because the question is, how much longer do you want to deal with this shit? Or do you want to like do the work and get over it? So a lot of your pain is released through processing, communication, and being seen, being loved, being supported, And that's where I've witnessed thousands of people just go through our coaching programs and do the work. Most importantly, I always say this. I say the 20-week journey is a superpower mastermind. I say this. The only people that don't get results are the people that don't do the work. So if you're an action taker, or if you're someone that is ready for change and you've had enough and you've had that up to here, with anxiety or fear or PTSD or depression or insomnia or some sort of freaking trauma that you've been carrying for years and you have had enough, because that's what you got to get to. You got to get to, I have had enough. It's like, this is it. Like, you got to be there to go, done, man, done. Like, how many more days, years dealing with this shit? How many more years of taking these tablets? Yeah, take the anti-anxiety tablets. It's going to help you. You keep taking it. Eventually you'll overcome your anxiety. Wait a second. Yes. It's like, here you go, sir. Here's your next prescription. I remember one lady, I think I've told you this before, but she was on anti-anxieties for 30 years. She was 74 or something. She came and did the program. And then she's like, oh my gosh, like, why didn't I know about this 30 years ago? Why didn't they tell me? I'm like, because they don't make any money otherwise. How are they going to make money if they tell you? You don't need it. You just need to go through some personal development. Call Luke Mindpower. Do the program, So the only people that don't get the results are the people that don't do the work. Much like anything in your life, if you don't take the action, don't expect things to change or your life to be different or to be how you want it to be if you're not willing to show up and do the work. Okay. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for being here. I answered a few questions. Fantastic. But thank you so much for being here. It's such an honor and a blessing to spend quality time with you. This is time that I can't even get back. Your time that you've spent with me as well, wherever you're tuning in from. You can't get this time back either. So, most importantly, I'm teaching you money well spent. Your time is money and your time is absolutely valuable. So spend it wisely. use it wisely, because you can't get it back. And everything that you do is either programming you for you to become successful or for you to keep living the same life that you've been living and going around in freaking circles, doing the same shit, expecting different results. And all you know that is, if you listen to the Luke Mind Power podcast, we ain't doing the same shit. We're just evolving, we're growing, and we're stepping into our greatness every day. If you like this episode, please do me a huge favor and spread the love. Share it with freaking 3 of your friends and go, hey, if you need some inspiration or motivation, my friend Luke said, listen to this episode because you're going to love it. I'm serious. Tell him your friend Luke, because we're friends, aren't we? Like, come on. I appreciate you guys. I'll see you on the next episode. Please do me a favor. Don't give up on your dreams. Don't give up on yourself. And just know that I got your back and I ain't giving up. I ain't going nowhere. We are just getting stronger and stronger and better. Let's go. I'll see you soon, guys. I love you all. Bye.